The next guest shares his Grillmaster secrets for flame cook perfection with Jessica. Take a look.
It's time for grilling season, or so says the grill master himself. Matt Moore's new book is out, Serial Griller. We're joined today by Matt Moore in his backyard. Matt, it's great to see you.
Hey, thanks so much for having me. A pleasure.
Absolutely. We are looking forward to this deliciousness. You've got a little journey to take us on and a brand new book that's out. Let's talk about that. That's hit shelves and people are really excited about it.
Yeah, it was such a pleasure to write Serial Griller. We traveled 10,000 miles in just a few months to hunt down some of America's best grillers just there and across the country, working with some of the James Beard best chefs in America to backyard pros and everybody in between. So it's just a joy to be able to tell these stories, especially at a time where, restaurants and chefs really need more recognition. So my hope is you can pick it up, read through it, come on a trip with me and cook up some delicious recipes. And we're certainly going to do one of those today. We spent a little bit of time in the book talking about some tips and some hacks when it comes to grilling. And one of my favorite tips that's kind of left open-ended is you always need to have a good sidekick when you're grilling. So that could be as simple as having a nice side table to prep on. It could be somebody to talk to as your pal as you're grilling. But today, I think we all need it. We have a Dixie Mint vodka sweet tea. So my sidekick today is an adult beverage. So we're just taking some Southern sweet tea. I've probably put too much sugar in it because that's the way I roll here. So we just add that to a cocktail glass, about 4 ounces. And then I'm actually using a Dixie vodka mint infused vodka here that we're just going to be a little bit generous here on this morning right now. So we'll add that over the top, a fresh lemon wedge and some mint. Just a super refreshing cocktail. And what's cool about it is we're actually taking some of the flavors of using fresh mint because we've been working up a dish today with chicken thighs and an herb salsa. So that mint that we have in the cocktail is also going to play off of our herb salsa. I think when it comes to grilling chicken at home, a lot of people are fearful. Are we going to cook it too long? Is it going to be dry? Or are we going to burn it? So my go-to punch is just this chicken thigh. So it's boneless, skinless. Could not be more simple. So one of the things you want to do is you want to make sure that you season it very simply with salt and pepper. That's kind of the way I roll. I've got it with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. And I know this sounds super simple, but a lot of people will just season one side because they're in a rush and they put it straight on the grill. We want to take just an extra second to make sure that we're seasoning both sides of our chicken. So again, a little bit more pepper and some salt. And I have a charcoal grill over here that is flaming hot. One of the cool things that we do in the book is we're actually featuring recipes, and every single time we're giving you gas and charcoal instructions. So if you want the convenience of gas, we certainly give you those instructions for every recipe, but we're also giving you the charcoal flavor as well. So this is just going to go on directly over a hot fire. And then I've got these chicken thighs that I've cooked here in advance. So these have been cooking for about 8 to 10 minutes over direct heat. And what that does is it picks up a really nice smoky char on the outside. We're going to move it to indirect heat to allow it to cook through. You want an internal temperature of about 165 degrees. Ideally, we will let it rest for a minute. Okay, so I mentioned earlier about that herb salsa, right? Have you ever seen this done before?
I don't know that I have. I love, though, that your sidekick cocktail is the perfect complement to this recipe. I'm already completely on board.
Yeah, we're always thinking about building flavors, right? So the cool thing is, even if you cook this chicken a little too much, what we're doing is creating this herb salsa, and it's kind of a board sauce. So I've got whatever fresh herbs you have on hand. Of course, we have the mint that we talked about earlier. We've got some parsley. We've got a little basil and some thyme. And I'm just going to take the meat, and I'm actually going to mix it together with some garlic and some capers. I also have some anchovy paste. That's kind of that secret ingredient that you get in a good Caesar salad. It's also picking up great flavor here. Olive oil and vinegar. So we'll just add that over the top. And then we're just going to chop this all together. And the idea is that the juices from the meat are all going to mix in with this salsa, and it's going to create this just delicious, tender, and juicy collection. And the cool thing is, by chopping it together like that, you're able to really stretch it to feed a crowd. Here in the South, I'm always serving this dish over a nice hot white rice. If you wanted a healthier grain, you could go with like a quinoa or something along those lines. But it's a great dish that's super affordable. It can stretch to feed a crowd. And of course, we've rounded it out with some other classics. I've got a grilled corn, but we've made it, we've upped the ante with a little bit of butter and dill and feta cheese, which is super delicious, kind of like a street corn, and then also a grilled potato salad. So putting it all together, some fantastic ideas and recipes from the new book.
Well, you have hit the mark on all fronts. And as you said, that's how you roll, and we love it. So the Grillmaster, Matt Moore, thanks for making time for us. Congratulations on Cereal Griller. It looks delicious.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely appreciate it. And now I am particularly hungry, so we'll get right down to business and start getting those recipes rolled out. And we'll be sure to include a link on our website, WTVR.com/VTM, so you can learn more about Cereal Griller and all the work that Matt Moore is doing.
Can't wait to try that corn. Thanks, Matt. The dishes look fantastic. And we will post the recipe on our website later today, WTVR.com/VTM. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.